Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much to the Jaguar cheerleaders for getting us started in the celebration. As you guys may or may not know, I'm Mickey Williford. I'm the Vice President for Institutional Effectiveness, and I've also had the pleasure of collaborating with many of you, as well as many of those who couldn't be here today, on this effort over the last several months to develop Augusta University's new strategic plan called Creating a Legacy Like No Other. This day is very special to us as we not only wrap up and celebrate our accomplishments related to Beyond Boundaries over the last several years, but we go ahead and pre-celebrate everything we'll achieve over the next few years under this new strategic plan. We can't begin any type of celebration without inviting Dr. President Brooks Keel, Augusta University President and alumnus, who's going to come and share a few words about why he's excited about the next few years under this plan.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, and what a beautiful afternoon it is. What a great time to be able to gather together for any reason, but especially today as we celebrate the next 5 years of this great university through the unveiling of our most recent strategic plan. Before I do that, we have a number of, dignitaries and guests that have planned to be here today. I'm not going to single anyone out because I'm afraid I'm going to overlook someone, but if you would just give me just a moment. We had several elected officials and their staff members here. If you'd raise your hand if you are here. There we go. Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you. We also had several representatives from the community, including a number of folks. If you are representing the community of Augusta and the greater Augusta area, if you'd raise your hand for us here, let us recognize you. There we go. Thank you all very much for being here. And a number of our foundation board members are here today with the Augusta University Foundation, Georgia Health Sciences Foundation, and the Medical College of Georgia Foundation. And what an incredible amount of work they do for us day in, day out. If you're a foundation board member, would you raise your hand? Let us recognize you as well. Thank you very much. Well, welcome. What a great day to be here. We want to welcome and acknowledge everyone who's had an opportunity to participate in this, and thank you so much for being here. It's a privilege and a pleasure to join you today as we present Creating a Legacy Like No Other, the updated strategic plan for Augusta University. We have made tremendous strides thanks to the work outlined in our previous strategic plan, Beyond Boundaries. This is a great opportunity to capitalize on that and plan for the next 5 years. During my presidency, I've had the pleasure of witnessing history-making moments like the creation of the School of Computer and Cyber Sciences, the construction of the Georgia Cyber Center and the new College of Science and Mathematics building, the launch of innovative programs like MCG 3+, the TRIBA Cluster Hire, our groundbreaking response to the global COVID-19 pandemic, and the new statewide partnerships transforming our research capabilities and modalities of instructions. But we will not sit complacent by success. There's an incredible and great opportunity awaiting us. Augusta University, as you know, is Georgia's only university with a deeply embedded healthcare mission. But our impact as Georgia's Health Sciences Center of Excellence extends well beyond just healthcare. We're doing life-saving and life-changing work across our entire university. And our actions over the next 5 years will be guided by innovation, engagement, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. As I've shared with you previously, I've never been much on strategic plans. And mostly I've never been much on strategic plans because they're just that. They're a plan. It produces a beautiful document. It gets put on somebody's shelf and collects dust for the next 5 years until we all decide to come back together again and do it all over again. But this experience is different. This strategic plan is different. And this strategic plan and what it outlines for our future is special. To realize our vision and growth potential and truly to be a place like no other, we must think differently and we must think bravely. I have charged the university's leaders to think boldly, and boy, they certainly have. Thank you all who contributed perspectives and ideas and helped us push the envelope. I want to thank especially Drs. Neil McKinnon and Russell King for their tremendous leadership throughout the development of this plan. We have accomplished many great things together, but this is only the beginning. The future is bright here at Augusta University, and together we will create a legacy like no other. I can't tell you what a great ride this has been for me for almost 7 years now. And I've seen tremendous change across this university, as I know you have as well. But to me, it's the next 5 years and the next 5 years after that and the future that is waiting for us to take advantage of what really gets me excited. And this plan will serve as the roadmap to do just that. So thanks to everyone who's participated in developing this plan, but now the real work starts. Now we've got to execute this plan, and I know you'll all join with me as we do that. So thank you for being here. Enjoy this beautiful day, and go Jags! I'm going to turn things back over to Mickey, I think, or Augustus, or both. How about that? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Keel, and thank you, Augustus. So as President Keel shared, this whole plan was not developed in a vacuum. We have held and facilitated engagements over the last year with a variety of both internal and external to the university, but certainly part of our family, individuals and organizations, faculty, staff, students across our colleges and across all degree levels, members of the community representing business and commerce, hospitality and tourism, both state and local government, and I could keep going. Foundations, I could keep going. We have been so grateful for all of the feedback that we've received. We were able to take all of that feedback, and these folks behind me, our team of champions, were the ones who put pen to paper to take that feedback and turn it into the strategic plan that we're launching today. So I'm going to introduce them because they each deserve acknowledgement for all of their contributions to this effort. So let's start with learning. We've got, if you guys will step up so that folks, because not everybody necessarily knows who you are, right? So we've got Zach Kelly here, our Vice Provost for Instruction, and Ray Whiting, our Associate Vice Provost for Curriculum and Instructional Innovation. Thank you so much. For Discovery, unable to be here today, we've got Michael Diamond, our Senior Vice President for Research Administration, and Scott Thorpe, who is the Associate Vice President for Interdisciplinary Research, as well as the Chair of Art and Design in Pamplin College. Thank you. For Student Success, they're gonna, yeah. As usual, our student folks are gonna go over the top. That's great. We welcome it. We've got Susan Davies, Vice President for Enrollment and Student Affairs. Oh, brother. All right, everybody else. You guys have to bring it for everybody else now, okay? Understood. All right, and with Pam Witter, who is a special assistant to the Vice Provost, but actually through the duration of this project, she was also serving as the Interim Vice President for Student Success. So thank you so much to both Pam and Susan. Woo! All right, let's hear it for our community co-champions. Cedric Johnson, our Director of Community Affairs, and Suzanne Tatum, our Associate Vice President for External Relations. For stewardship, very important, we had Eileen Brandon, our Interim Vice President for Development, and Carrie Wilson, our Associate Vice President for Financial Planning and Analysis. Thanks, guys. And then as we go into our interwoven priorities for innovation, our co-champions were Chris McKinney, Associate Vice President for Innovation Commercialization, and not here today, but certainly very, very valuable to this part. Yeah, there he is. Michael Schaffer, Executive Vice President for Strategic Partnerships and Development, and we think that as part of the strategic plan, we'll start getting holographic versions of those who can't be here in the future. For engagement, we've got Tina Baggett, our Associate Vice President for Volunteer Services and Engagement, and Catherine Martin, our MCG Associate Dean for Regional Campuses. And last of our interwoven priority co-champions, I'm going to have to turn a little bit. We've got, come on forward, we've got Tiffany Townsend, our Chief Diversity Officer, And we've got Garrett Green, our Director of Multicultural Student Affairs, Engagement. And from the beginning of setting up this team, it was very important that we had representation of our constituencies, our core constituencies being our students, faculty, and staff, and to engage shared governance as part of this effort. And so we're really thankful for our shared governance champions. We've got Peter Bacciano, who is a past chair of the Faculty Senate, as well as in his day job, he's an associate professor in the Hull College of Business. We've got representing our students. We actually had 3 students. It takes a lot of students sometimes to represent, but we never can seem to have enough. But we are so grateful for their engagement and their contributions and their perspectives that they've shared. So for students, student government associations, we had Chase McIntosh and Megna Reddy, who's not here today, and they represented our graduate SGA, and they also are both from the Medical College of Georgia. And then we also had Dee Wallace, who represented our undergraduate student government, and they are from a College of Student and Math. So thank you so much to you guys. And representing our staff, our past chair of our staff council, Tiffany Smith, who is also a staff member in the Medical College of Georgia. So thank you guys all. Now, there's no way we can do this without also taking, I feel like I'm in an Oscar speech and you guys probably want to play the music off, but there are people who really do need to be acknowledged in this effort. So first and foremost, I want to acknowledge, is Gia did she make it on the stage or did she not follow instructions? Okay, Gia's over there. So Gia, as well as the entire team from our special events and protocol, have not only, what you're experiencing today, certainly they have been critical partners in us having such a great time and everything, all of the details of this event today. But this hasn't actually been the only event. They have helped us throughout the process in planning facilitations and special events, particularly with our external stakeholders, and so feeding them breakfast in exchange for their valuable feedback. So thank you so much to Gia and her entire team. And then I also want to thank Aubrey Hinkson as well and the entire team of the Division of Communications and Marketing. They are valuable every single day in telling the story of planning. Now, I'm going to stop talking, so when you do that, because you've got to have your time to applaud, but they really are valuable for telling the story of planning and planning achievement, past, present, and future. And so thank you for your partnership through this effort, as well as the partnership that will continue on so that we can tell the story of creating a legacy. Finally, the person that I think all of us are probably going to be doing dances for, we'll see who's willing to embarrass themselves. Brittany Cipollone. No. So if you don't know Brittany Cipollone works in the office of the Division of Institutional Effectiveness. She's a senior planning and assessment coordinator. She has also worn the hat of our project manager through this process. Every deadline, every meeting, every attendee, every note, every Oxford comma that needed to go in or come out in our plan. She has tended to every single detail, and she's done it being nice the entire time because she's one of the nicest people anybody knows. So let's not just applaud. Let's cheer, Brittany. All right, I will cut the embarrassing acknowledgments at that and let Provost McKinnon actually do additional acknowledgments that he may wish to do, as well as share a few words and give you a little bit of insight into why creating a legacy. Dr. McKinnon.
All right, well, is this fun or what? You guys having a good time? All right, very good. We're, before I kind of start my remarks, I also wanted to give a shout out to Mickey. So Mickey, where is she? Mickey, stay on stage. I need to embarrass you as well. Of course, she already gave her team a shout out, but I just have to put this out there. I think most universities, when they create a new strategic plan, hire a consulting firm, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. When we're really blessed, we have the expertise in-house to do this. So I just want to acknowledge Mickey, you of course acknowledged already Brittany, but just the whole IE team. It's so nice. We have the expertise in-house, and she's also going to be working to make sure we actually do the plan, keep us accountable. So let's give a shout out to Mickey Williford as well. Well, as many of you know, I joined AU as provost in January 2021. And one thing that I've really come to value and appreciate about our Somerville campus, as well as Augusta as a whole, are the large stately oak trees that are everywhere. These are truly incredible assets to our campus and our community. They provide natural beauty and on a more practical level, shade. Some of you are enjoying the shade today on warm days. And of course, our university has a rich history with the arsenal oak, which was used in our university seal, which is on the cover of the new strategic plan. I recently watched a short video where someone was talking about oak trees and oak tree seeds. And he said that if you planted an oak tree seed in a small 2-foot pot, the seed will never become the oak tree that oak trees are capable of becoming because it's going to get stifled by the 2-foot pot. There's nothing wrong with that seed. The seed just fell prey to the environment. Similarly, if you plant an oak tree seed in the ground, but if the seed doesn't receive enough water, sunlight, or nourishment in the soil, it will not have the environment it needs to grow and thrive. I think there's a powerful analogy there with AU and our new strategic plan. It is my belief that the strategic plan of any organization helps set the environment, the conditions for growth. Without a strong strategic plan, an organization will get stifled and will not grow. Today, we are launching Creating a Legacy Like No Other, our new AU strategic plan. I believe that this plan will provide the right environment for our university to grow and to thrive over the next 5 years. So how is this so? How will this provide the environment for us to grow and thrive? Well, to enable us to grow and thrive, Creating a Legacy Like No Other contains 5 strategic priorities: learning, discovery, student success, community, and stewardship. This 5-year plan will move us toward achieving our vision of enrollment growth, research rankings, and community engagement classification. We have outlined bold objectives and strategic actions to get there. To bring the boldness of the plan to life visually, the seal, made of oak, has been divided to represent each strategic priority. The seal is our most formal visual representation of the university. And so the deliberate deconstruction of the mark echoes the courage of this new strategic plan and combined with it to create a legacy like no other. As our president shared, we must not only rely on our own uniqueness, but celebrate it as Georgia's Health Sciences Center of Excellence. It is important to note that this is not my plan or President Keel's plan. This is our strategic plan, and each of us plays a vital role in accomplishing the mission set out each day for us to serve our patients and students and our state. I wanted to bring attention to a few notes. There's no test. You don't have to worry. I know most of you have received the plan today. There's not going to be a test. But I wanted to highlight just a few things, perhaps, that you haven't seen yet. First is we are eradicating the notion of traditional. Eradicating the notion of traditional. We've long understood that the classroom, for example, is only rarely a room with tables, chairs, and a lecture. More inclusively, we believe a classroom is a physical and intellectual space where teaching and learning occur. We will facilitate an innovative environment to enhance infrastructure to accommodate research, scholarship, and creative initiatives across a comprehensive set of disciplines. To ensure that our students are provided with a life-changing university experience, we will nurture engagement of all members of the Augusta University community, both near and far. We will be intentional about creating a campus community in which every member of our workforce knows their value and appreciates their role as part of the Augusta family. We recognize our talented faculty and staff continue to be our greatest asset in providing an impactful university experience. And we will invest resources to offer competitive compensation and leadership professional development opportunities to further streamline career pathways for the advancement of the university. Well, you might be saying, well, Provost McKinnon, I appreciate the work that went into this plan, but how will creating a legacy like no other be used by the university leadership moving forward? More details will be coming in the following weeks, but we will be implementing an approach where every college and unit at the university will be asked to thoughtfully consider what this new strategic plan means to them. Moving forward, we will be making our resource allocation decisions to fund initiatives that align with this new plan. And there will also be some funding set aside for those who have great ideas for something which would help us achieve this plan. It is my hope and desire that when we look back 5 years from now at the completion of creating a legacy like no other, we will be able to agree that the plan provided the perfect environment and conditions for growth for our university, that our seed will have thrived and become a strong and dynamic university. Today, with this launch, we plant that seed. I cannot wait to watch it grow and blossom along with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McKinnon, for your leadership, as well as the leadership. So many of you probably know, or if you've been able to, I see some of you already looking inside the new strategic planning document, that we were led by co-sponsors, Dr. McKinnon, as well as Dr. Russell Keen, Executive Vice President for Administration and Chief of Staff to the President. He wasn't able to be here today. He regretted that greatly. But I believe he would be okay with me speaking for him and saying that he is also extremely excited about the potential for the strategic plan to really move our needle forward toward our aspirational imperatives. So thank you to Dr. McKinnon and Dr. Keen and Dr. Keel, as well as the entire President's Executive Cabinet for your leadership and guidance throughout this effort. I think the core team is very grateful for that. I also want to give a shout out to our folks at our distant campuses. Unfortunately, we're a statewide institution and we can't get everybody physically here today, but we have sent some goodies and we'll ask them we're recording much of this event and we'll share that with them. But as a statewide institution, we couldn't really do it. We couldn't carry out our mission without the contributions of the students, faculty, and staff at all of our other campuses in Athens, Albany, Brunswick, Rome, Dalton, and Savannah. I want to make sure I don't leave one out. So for those, thank you so much for all of your contributions, and for all of you who've contributed either already or will, and of course everybody will continue to contribute throughout. So this concludes the main part of our program, but this is a celebration. So please don't pick up and go unless you have to conduct the business of supporting our students and patients, certainly. But let's continue to fellowship and celebrate all that we plan to achieve over these next 5 years. Thank you so much. If I could just add one more thing, I'm sorry I meant to. I wanted to thank DJ Coco Rubio. He's an honorary member of Institutional Effectiveness, if anybody knows that.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to
Augusta College. Represent.
There you go.
1990.
Yes. Also, distinguished alumnus as well. So, but thank you so much, Coco, for being here. He's going to continue to spin some tunes to make our celebration a little bit more fun and probably take some of us down memory lane.